One, and we are live. Hello, Alice, and welcome to Spiritual Talk, everyone.
Hi, Paul. How are you?
I'm good. We're a little bit late. We like to say it's 8 p.m. in the UK, but we're a wee bit late. We don't mind. We're of a certain generation where we're not technically the most gifted. We had a few technical issues, but we're here now. So let's get on with it, shall we?
Yep, let's go for it.
Let's go. Hi, Alice.
Hi, Paul. Hiya.
I'm just going to put the banner up, guys. Don't forget to share for a free reading as well. And if you're listening, Kay, I've been trying to get hold of you. I still owe Kay a reading. I know she's gone away on holiday, so I'm hoping she'll hear this. I've sent her a message request, so hopefully she'll get her free reading when she finds it, when she comes back off holiday. So, guys, don't forget to share. And Peter, our guest today, will pick a name out at the end of the interview. And we're also going on to Zoom, Alice, aren't we?
Yes, we are. We're going on to Zoom for some readings later on, so that'll be good.
Yeah. Well, it's lovely to see you, Alice. By the way, what is that tree behind you? That is beautiful. I don't want to say it's not too early for Christmas.
No,
but that is quite beautiful.
It's just a pink blossom tree. So it's actually from outside in the hall, but I brought it into my wee spirit room. So yeah.
Oh, it's lovely. It's lovely. It brings a lot of sparkle. Absolutely. Absolutely. And while we're here, let's give your Sparkle of Light a free plug, because a lot of people don't know what you do as well.
That's true. Sparkle Light Spiritual Center. And we do online on a Friday night. And this Friday we have yourself, Paul. You're coming on.
Yeah, I'm allowed out. I'm allowed out Friday night. Yeah, I'm allowed out, so I'll be there.
Yeah, absolutely. So Friday night, 8 o'clock, and it will be on Zoom. So the advert will be getting posted out shortly, and the Zoom code will be on the advert. But if anyone wants to join, just contact me and I'll send you the Zoom code.
Fantastic. Brilliant. And I'm looking forward to it as well. It's going to be a great night.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to you coming, Paul. I really am. Yeah.
Fantastic. So tonight, getting back to tonight, we've got a fantastic guest that has agreed to take time out of his busy schedule, because I know this gentleman is really, really busy. Now, we have the brilliant Peter Matthew. I'm just going to read his intro. I've been really techno tonight. I've got both screens going, and I'm hoping it's going to work. So I'm going to work from both screens tonight. So we'll see how it goes. So introducing Fergal Peter Murphy, better known in the psychic world as Peter Matthew, spiritual medium, tutor, trance medium, healer, and a spiritual life coach. Peter was born and raised in the beautiful country of Ireland. He now lives there in County of Cork as well. He has a very busy schedule, traveling Ireland, UK, Scotland, Italy, Denmark, USA, and many other countries. I'm getting quite jealous of that travel. He must have earned some travel points on that as well. Without further ado, let's introduce and bring Peter in. Hi, Peter.
Hi, Paul. Thank you for having me. Pleasure. Hi, Alice.
Hi. Welcome to Spiritual Talk.
Yeah, very interesting.
So one of the things about Spiritual Talk, we wanted to educate people about what it's like the life of a medium and the experiences that we have. And we wanted to kind of dispel some myths, but we also kind of like to know about your personal journey into mediumship. So can you give us a little bit of an insight on your personal journey into
what happened here?
Oh, can you see? Are you still there?
For Christ's sake.
Oh.
Oh,
You're still alive, my friend. So you're on, I would say you're on Channel 4, but that's going back a bit now. But
We're
we
back.
can still hear you. Yeah, yes, he's back. Great. We can still hear you, Peter. You didn't go anywhere.
Oh, thank God.
So we just wanted to know a little bit about your journey into mediumship and what happened to you, to become who you are today.
Yeah, I suppose really my journey would have started when I was quite young. I suppose I lost my granddad, who I was very close to, I suppose, just before the age of 5. And a very short time after his passing, he started to appear to me and come. And then I suppose proceeding on to about the age of 17, sadly, my mum passed away. And my mother, I suppose, my mother had spiritual abilities herself, but never done anything with it to the degree that I do. But my mother, I suppose, always saw that I was very different, very sensitive. I'm the youngest of 4. I suppose mommy's golden boy, maybe. And clearly, I think when my mother passed, that kind of opened up another avenue for me, really, because I couldn't accept that she was gone. Yes, she was gone physically, but I couldn't accept that my mother had left my life permanently, which clearly didn't happen anyway, And then sadly in 2008, we buried our youngest child, a daughter. And then I think that's where it all excelled on again from there. Okay. I suppose I through the years, I suppose I had a hard childhood growing up anyway, which I won't kind of go into too much because I'm writing a book. But I suppose I suffered a lot with mental health, which now I think I know wasn't mental health at all. I think I was feeling everybody else's problems around me and not just my own.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. First of all, sorry for your loss.
Yeah.
And you've been through so much trauma then on your road in. But just quickly asking you about, can we ask a little bit, because that's really interesting subject, about you feeling everybody else's energy and being empathetic. How did you manage to balance that? Or is it something that's ongoing?
It's definitely ongoing still, but I think even now at the age I'm at, kind of late 40s, I'm kind of accepting myself like I never done before. And I suppose something I've never learned properly in my life until only a few years ago is loving myself, really. And I think that's where my whole ability of accepting myself for who I am. And that's what I teach people now about sitting in the power, being in the power, accepting themselves fully for who they are, and etc. And I love to help people. And I think even from a young child, I suppose, as well, I kind of came from a little country village. And when things were quite problematic, I suppose, my dad sadly was an alcoholic. And he was a violent alcoholic. But I used to always get great peace when I would go to our local church and just sit in that presence of God, I suppose. And I thought that you had to go to a church to experience that. But of course, now I know you don't. You can experience that in everyday life, which I constantly do. Or that higher power, I suppose, as other people call it. Or divine spirit, great light, whatever you want to call it.
Because that's quite a difficult aspect for all of us, is to love ourselves.
Yeah.
And to have that power to self-acceptance of self. And my partner has a top and she's gotten it perfectly imperfect.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think it speaks volumes, and she's really comfortable in that top.
Yeah.
But we don't truly see ourselves for who we are. I mean, was that an ongoing process? I mean, you sound like you've been through quite a traumatic history, Peter. I'm sorry, I'm not going back into that.
Yeah,
and I look forward to reading the book actually. But for me, it's just, and I guess a lot of guys out there will struggle that whole concept of loving self.
Yes, definitely. And I suppose when I started out reading for people in college in the early days, didn't even know what I was doing really, but the information was coming. I used to very rarely read for men. It was all girls or whatever. And now I suppose half of my clients would be definitely 50% men and maybe 50% women. It's after equaling out, thank God.
Yeah. Because it's very much a female dominated environment, wasn't it? Very much so.
At all. I didn't want this, but I suppose in my late teens, I actually went to visit a medium in the UK. And my mum didn't come through, but my grandfather did. And I asked her, could she turn this off or get rid of it, that I didn't want it, voices and all the rest of it. So much so that I was put into a psychiatric unit in my late teens.
Okay. Okay. I've just literally just shared your
Are we gone
website.
again?
Yeah. Can you hear me all right? Oh, you keeps dropping out. Can you hear me, Peter? I've just shared your website, but I've just realized, I don't know if you can see it on the screen. Your website is going through an update. You're updating your website at the moment, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Yeah.
hopefully that's the right information that I'm giving out there.
Yes, it is.
Oh, great. Great, great. And if people want to contact you, what's the best way for them to contact you?
I suppose www.petermatthew.com.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. That's
Yeah.
a great one. It's a great address, that as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that really is. So getting back into your journey though, and a lot of people watch Spiritual Talk that are on their own personal journeys.
Mhm.
For you, I mean, I don't want to talk too much about our
Yeah.
belief system, because I kind of want to get into that a bit later. For you, is there anything you'd like to change? You do differently?
No, because now I know, I suppose, I believe myself, and this is my own experience. I think I really know now that that greater power created the life that I'm living, and that I had to go through all the experiences, because I don't think there's any education that could ever teach you about life, only going through the experiences. So now I see myself not as a victim anymore, but a survivor.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, in 2008, actually, not jumping ahead there, but I went to the Arthur Findlay College and I met a wonderful person who's become a very good friend to me through the years, and that's Minister Simone Key.
Oh, yes. We interviewed Simone.
Yeah, she's
amazing.
Friend, and took me under her wing all through the years, so much so that we still have contact quite often.
Yeah.
Simone's actually coming on to Sparkle of Light.
Wow.
She's coming on to do an online trance mediumship demonstration
Oh,
and a workshop online as well. So yeah, she's a lovely lady. She's really nice.
I think Simone believed in me when I never believed in myself, or she saw something about me.
Yeah.
And what I love about Simone is she's one of those honest mediums, you know. What you see is what you get.
Yeah. That's right.
And
she encourages you and brings out the best in you as well.
Yeah, absolutely. She's definitely been someone, you know, that I suppose I've been inspired by through the years. And still am to this day. I think the world of her, actually, but she knows that already. So, yeah.
People are rudely discussing your age, by the way. I don't know how people have found out. Jordan Riley, hang your head in shame, because he's saying there's no way you look at the age that you do, Peter.
Yeah, well, I definitely am. I really am. Yeah, I think it's because I've reached a contentment in my life. People say that all the time. You know, my oldest daughter got married last August, and people on her husband's side didn't know me, and they thought it was her brother walking her up the aisle. So that was a bit of a compliment.
That's great. I love it.
That is very good.
Yeah,
that's very good. Yeah. Oh, we said earlier, yeah. Sorry, I wasn't listening, Jordan.
Yeah.
Do you know, I always quote something from a wonderful lady who's passed on, who I admire as well, as Dolores Cannon.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And Dolores Cannon always says that when you find your life purpose, you'll never get sick or you'll never get aged. So clearly I'm on my purpose.
Yeah.
So let's hope it keeps going.
Yeah.
So you run you're now actually sitting in your spiritual center.
Spiritual center. Yeah,
can you tell us a little bit? Yeah. Oh, okay. Can you tell us a little bit about that, please? Because you run courses there and all sorts.
Yeah, I do indeed. I'm starting divine services kind of soon. We do them here and there, but the Spirit World gave me an idea a couple of years ago, which I'm launching, and it's called Toast. And it's T.O.A.S.T. And what that means is togetherness, oneness, aspire, soul teaching by Peter Matthew. And it's not just a platform that I want to bring into my centre in Cork, but it's a one I want to bring online. Because what I feel is a lot of students have no platform to go. And I teach a lot of mentorship programs and stuff, but I want to be able to help them to get out there, and not even get out there, but to build their confidence and self-esteem with a larger audience.
Yeah. Susan Thompson has put a big hello from Northern Ireland.
Hi, pleased to meet you, Tom. Tom, is it?
Thompson, Susan Thompson.
Susan, sorry.
So, okay, so one of the things I wanted to ask you about growing up in Ireland is, have you had much stick for what you do in mediumship wise? Because it's a very Catholic.
We keep losing each other there.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me right? I was just saying, have you had a lot of issues around church and religion? Can you still hear me? That's because I'm asking a difficult question.
Wow.
It keeps dropping me out. Can you hear me?
I'm checking my internet there and it's okay, so it must be mine.
Okay, yeah, I've just double checked mine. Although we've had thunderstorms here today, it's been really bad, so it could even be that. But I was just asking, growing up in quite a Catholic area, have you had problems in terms of what you do? People have been quite difficult towards what you do, not your belief system, or not?
No, I suppose my first spiritual center I opened, I think, was in 2012 in another location. And there was a local priest that was constantly coming there, kind of slamming that I was evil and the dead should be left alone and that what I'm doing is kind of black magic or witchy poo stuff. But I just left it go over my head. But no, I actually read for priests now. I have priest clients that come to see me.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So no, that doesn't bother me anyway. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, but I'm honest in what I do, and I can only do what I get or what I see or what I hear or what I feel. So I'm not worried about that stereotype kind of thing anymore,
Yeah. And what about your own personal belief? Do you have a belief in Creator? What dare I ask you that? Do you believe in a greater being? How is that relationship for you? Is it a divine source?
Yeah, I use the word God a lot, I suppose, I love the word God. I think there's great power, but I don't see God as male. If anything, I think God would be female, because women are clearly better multitaskers or better problem solvers than men. But I just see God as light or higher power, source, whatever you want to call it. I like the word God, I suppose, because there's power behind it. But I don't have any catalysm beliefs, if that's what you're asking me.
Yeah. No, I just find some people I know within mediumship don't actually have a particular faith, or they don't believe in a creator, which I'm not sure. I struggle with that concept, that not having that belief system or even acknowledging it, feeling that divine connection that we have when we connect to the spirit world.
Yeah, absolutely. I just see us all part of each other, part of a light. We're all part of each other's light anyway, or droplets of God or the Great Spirit. We're all equal, We all come from one light. We all go back to one light, I suppose, really, when you think about it. But we can all connect to that light. It's for everybody,
Yeah.
Michelle we've got a couple of questions coming in already. I can't find it now. Can you see it? I think Carol asked, what was your strongest Claire, Peter? Do you have one particular, or are you pretty much everything? You've managed to work it.
I'm Clairaudience.
Yeah,
and I'm an objective Clairaudience. I actually hear them outside my mind. I don't hear them subjectively. I hear them more outside my mind.
Yeah. And do you find that was more developed later on your development, or was that from the start?
I suppose really it was always there, but it came and it went, I suppose. Well, it never went away, but obviously other faculties had to come in,
Yeah.
Am I correct in saying, Peter, that you're sorry?
No, carry on.
Am I correct in saying you're a minister as well? Is that correct?
Yeah, well, I'm not a minister of the SNU or anything. It's just a minister. Yeah. So I don't really bring that in because I'm going for my accreditation with the SNU, so I'll have to drop that bit of it.
Yeah. Okay.
And do it that way through the SNU,
Yeah,
but I have performed naming ceremonies and marriages and burials. I've actually done quite a lot of them through our funerals through COVID, actually, for people.
Gemma's just sharing a love with you, Peter. She said, "Love to you, Peter. Your voice is amazing, so listenable."
Oh, thank you very much, Gemma. You're a sweetheart. I heart back to you as well, Gemma. Give you the love.
I'm sure Gemma could listen to you more as well, because you do CDs, don't you?
I do, yeah, I do. And we're changing. I'm not technical, as Paul knows, because trying to come on here was a nightmare, I'm not. I'm intelligent but not technical at all.
Mate, I did try to cover you, by the way. I didn't drop you in it when we went live. I just said we've had a few technical issues, but
yeah, that's
the cat is out the bag.
Guys are for me, so don't worry. Sorted. Paul got me out of the hole there.
Oh, Sally Barker. Hi, Sally. What do you think about the Spirit Box?
Yeah, I use all those things, and I actually have used. I was teaching kind of a bit of a trance seminar there recently. We actually used a Ouija board. Would you believe it?
Yeah.
Students of mine were asking me to use it, and I've used them all the time through the years. But Spirit Boxes, yeah, I have them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, we dropped again.
No, we're still going. What's been your experience on it?
Sorry.
Oh, we're gone.
Oh, can you hear us, Peter? Are you back on?
Yeah, I use Spirit Boxes, for different paranormal kind of nights that we've done and things like that.
Yeah. Go on, Alice. Sorry. Go on.
Yeah. Have you had any good experience with the Spirit Box?
Oh yeah, we've definitely had voice come through the Spirit Box. Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
I've done it a couple of times at the Arthur Findlay College, and yeah, it was very good. It was very good.
Yeah,
I'm considering buying one myself.
Yeah, well, some students don't go for that stuff. They find it all a bit eerie, but other ones are mad for the week for it. Yeah. Nothing like that fears me at all. So they see that confidence within me, because I'm always telling them there's nothing to be afraid of. How can you be afraid of love? Because I only see light. I don't believe in any sort of darkness whatsoever. I've never encountered it. I only experience love, power, and light all the time.
That's right. I'm the same. I'm exactly the same when I work.
Yeah. I don't entertain that stuff. I always say, it's a bit like to make people very wealthy in Hollywood. All those horror movies and all that. I don't get into stuff because I've never had those experiences, only good ones. Well, sometimes you might bring through spirit people that wasn't so nice to loved ones down here. That's a different story,
Yeah. I understand that. I've had Albany had good experiences as well. I've never had anything,
Yeah,
anyway, I don't know.
Not at all. I just see love and light wherever I go, more or less, and that's all I bring in.
I don't know if this is true, Peter, but Liz, oh no, not Liz. Suzanne has put clean living, Peter. That's what the secret of youth is.
I don't know about that. They might be even shocked now, but I have 4 grandchildren.
Awesome. Tina, can you see the one from Tina there, Alice? I've got one here from Tina.
Oh, yeah.
Can I ask Peter if he can see if I will get better? Now, that's a difficult one to do. I'm going through a really tough time right now. Is it okay to ask this, please? That's really difficult in this kind of setup, isn't it?
I would prefer to have that moment with her in private or on Zoom or something where we could do some healing and see if the spirit world can say something to her. I would just jump into that kind of question.
That's quite a difficult thing to ask. I'm so sorry, but okay. Another thing that I find quite a lot of people are starting to have a lot of experiences of their loved ones actually manifesting. Michelle's had a similar sort of experience. My dad's mum died in a car accident when I was 3, and she came to my bedroom and scared the heck out of me. This is where it all started for me in the spiritual realm. So not everyone goes on to become a medium if they have that experience. But I find it quite interesting that a lot of people are seeing more and their spirits seem to be manifesting more.
I agree.
Do you feel there's a specific reason for that, Peter? Is there something shifting within us? We're becoming more open, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, some years, I suppose, before COVID ever hit, I did say to students of mine, I don't always publicize those predictions, but I knew there was a wave of something coming. And I believe it's a bit like letting the bad air out and making the veil thinner, I suppose, really, because we are moving into more enlightened times.
Yeah.
Yes, the world is in a bit of chaos, but I think where there's more love coming in with people. And that's what I believe is lifting the veil more clearly.
Yeah.
Interesting, because Suzanne's just asked, is the veil thinning?
Yeah, definitely, without a doubt.
Yeah.
you know, that question there about that person with the car accident, actually, and I don't mind saying this, but when I was a teenager after my mom passed, I just got involved in a bit of drugs, as you do. I was looking for a way out. But 3 times I tried to take my own life, and 3 times my mom came and rescued me and told me it wasn't my time.
Wow.
Yeah, and she manifested in the way I'm seeing you people here, or you guys here tonight, and has manifested many times through the years.
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
To have that experience.
Mm-hmm.
That is really beautiful. Yeah.
Well, it gives you that clarification as well, doesn't it? It gives you that clarification, how close your mum is with you, and was trying to say to you, I'm still with you, even though you're going through this bad time, Peter, but in your time, you've got some work to do and push you back, you know.
Absolutely. Actually, before our 5th child, our little girl, passed away, my mum came and told me that a few weeks before it happened, to reassure me, would you believe it, that all was well. And her kind of wording to me, because I still remember it, was that she needed a part of us, my wife and I, in heaven with her.
Yeah.
Which to me has always been very comforting through the years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I still, you know, yeah. Okay. Somebody asked, it was Carol. With the Ouija board, do you kind of have a like a procedure? Do you have an opening prayer, closing prayer? What do you do when you're using the Ouija board?
It's just really an opening prayer, and I might bring in Archangel Michael and that sort of thing, you know. But I'm using him for years. I've never had a bad experience from them, and he's always very positive. But I think it's your mindset when you go into these things anyway.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Yeah.
You know, it's amazing, you know. You know, I'm going to share something personal, I suppose, and you know, you might laugh at this, but it's true. I was always afraid to sleep in the dark in our bedroom. I always had to have a low light on, and in the last 6 months, I can sleep in the dark. And for me, I think that was the final piece of healing for me that I needed.
Yes.
Yeah, so now I can be in the dark, no problem. Yeah, I was always afraid of the dark because they'd be coming from every angle, you know, but now it doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah, yeah. I can understand that. One of the houses I lived in, I couldn't sleep in the dark in that house at all. And it didn't change until we moved house. So, and I think I was about 23 then, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Our house is a very, very old house, but everyone, like my kids that live, well, I have some grown up kids, and 2 are moved out and 2 are at home, but their partners are mostly there with them. But my son's girlfriend told me last weekend that she sees shadows there constantly.
Yeah.
And I said, isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, exactly. And is it the shadows potentially are the energy or the manifestation of someone trying to come through? We just can't perceive them always, so we see the shadow rather than the actual whole figure. But it's a beginning, it's a start for that person.
Yeah, but Katie's show you shadows to kind of get you to know they're there. It's because sometimes you find shadows quite scary, but there's nothing scary about them at all.
Yeah, it's how we perceive it. Absolutely. I mean, I went through the fear factor. I probably spent about 10 years. I was a big scaredy cat at times, but then I used to see some quite unusual things, some really quite. But now, of course, there is nothing to fear. There truly isn't nothing to fear. It was just whether it was a part of my programming as a child. My sisters used to try and scare me as well. So if you're listening, it's all your fault for my sisters. But
actually, mine was a lot of my trauma in childhood happened at nighttime. So for me, that's why I was afraid of the dark.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. And Tracy's put a nice compliment on here. I can relate to you, Peter. I started seeing spirit from childhood and yet ended up working in mental health. I've maintained a strong spiritual connection and faith. I think it's beautiful that you have acknowledged both on your life journey. Even in the midst of loss and hardship, your honest and down-to-earth way is inspirational. That's true.
Thank you, Tracy.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Can I ask you, Peter, do you get many children come through from spirit world?
I do. I actually had a lovely lady today, and she told me how I changed her life. I didn't remember her, but she told me that the accuracy that came through from her son that sadly took his own life. She said she'll never forget the experience, and now she's embarking on a new spiritual journey with myself.
Yeah.
Because she wants to bring to people what she said I brought to her, which clearly I didn't bring anything. I'm just a chat. But she said the accuracy just totally blew her mind. She knew there was no need to worry about him anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's healing, isn't it? It's
Yes.
healing. Yeah.
I think
it's a bit even process out really, don't you?
Yeah. I think what people don't understand when youngsters pass over, sometimes their energy can be very light because clearly they hadn't the life experience. If you bring through a mom or a dad or grandparents, you might get a lot more information because clearly they would have lived longer.
Yeah.
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 I do work a lot with people who've lost children because, of course, I've been through that myself, you know.
That's why I was asking as well, because normally they give you your own experiences and enhance that so you can help someone else who's going through the same difficulty and grief, and you would understand that, you know.
Yeah,
so
you work through a database of knowledge, you see. You know, sometimes you might get a string of names that names you can equate with in your life as well, you know. But sometimes you get the unusual names as well, which is great.
Yeah.
But people sometimes think names are important, and to me, they're not. It's the essence of the personality that you're bringing through. And I think when you're reading for someone and they can feel the essence of their loved one with them, that's what it's all about.
That's the holy grail.
Yeah, like if someone through my mom, I don't need you to tell me her name. I want you to tell me about her and what she meant to me and what I meant to her. That's what's that's
right.
I
totally agree with you on that. Yeah. I had an experience similar to just what you said, and the lady was quite emotional, and she said, "Oh, that's definitely my mum. You've got everything you've told me and things you've said. Only her and I knew about that." So I thought I did quite well for Spirit World, and then at the end she said to me, "But there's one thing I need you to do. I need you to give me her name, and then I will believe 100% that was definitely my mum."
Yeah.
You know? And I thought sometimes you just can't win, you know.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you get someone to say, "Oh, we had a code, you know, can you give me the code?" You know, because clearly they don't think about that code. They're just so delighted to make the connection. You know, that stuff is superficial when they pass over. It's just, you know, they don't even think that, I'm sure.
No, absolutely not. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So just going back to a comment here, we've got a question here from Emma. Hi, Emma. So Emma's asked, what's the difference between a dark and I think it was a shadow and light one, please?
There is no difference at all. It's whatever way we perceive them. I mean, when you look at me here, there's shadow behind me, and clearly it's my energy, it's my physical body. So you can see, I think it might be got to do with the light. But again, I think that goes against what I believe because everything is light.
Yeah. And from your unique perspective, Peter, and we're getting a lot of people say, you know, I wish I'd have seen one of my loved ones. And you're unique in that you've had those experiences. But what would you say to someone that doesn't see their mum and would love to see their mum? I
would say really don't demand it, you know, because obviously everything got to do with the spirit world is not about ego, it's about love. Yeah. And, you know, just maybe open your mind, open your heart, maybe still your mind, maybe meditate, sit in your power, sit in the quiet, and ask them if they can. And you're not begging them because we don't have to beg them, but if they can, you're open to it. But you don't have to see them physically. You know, when you see them in your mindset, you know, you could be going about whatever, and all of a sudden you might think of your dad or whoever it is that's passed over. And I believe that's not us thinking about them. That's your dad showing you he's there.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. And I can't tell you of my opinion, that's all. But I'm sure other people might, you know, have a different opinion. And I can only ever teach or talk about how it works for me or my opinion clearly.
Yeah.
And it's only my opinion, or it's only my experiences, obviously, which are unique to us all because we're all individuals.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But to be afraid of, per se, ever. You know, there was a time I was absolutely in dread of my life of the thought of death or dying. But of course, as we all know, we lose a physical body, but life is eternal.
Yes.
But you don't have to wait. You don't have to see your family. If you open your mind and your heart, you can feel them.
Yeah.
And feel the essence of them. Because to me, that's much more important than seeing them anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.
You just know they're there. You can feel them anyway. And
I believe when you do the work on yourself anyway, that's where you can start to open up to them more, like healing whatever needs to be healed within you.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, you know.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
my dad passed away a couple of years ago, unexpectedly, and my dad is starting to come to me only lately because he knew I wasn't ready to hear from him.
Yeah.
That's right. You've got to be ready as well. You know, their readiness is not the same as yours, you know.
Yeah. See, I often say, you know, sometimes people say, why doesn't a certain person come? You see, you might believe in your head you're ready for them, but I believe in a soul level you're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, because I've often heard mediums say, oh, it's your fault if you don't bring through someone's son or husband. I don't believe that's true. We can only work with the power of the spirit that's here. It doesn't mean they're not there, but maybe they're not ready. Or maybe you're not ready on a soul level. You know, I suppose when you're ready, they'll come. And sometimes it could be the most remotest person of all times that comes. And I think that's wonderful because that shows you they're a part of your life now, even if they weren't in the physical.
Yeah.
Because it shows you the ongoing intelligence of the spirit world, really.
There was a question that came through. Did you see it, Paul? With Susan
Which
Thompson.
one?
Susan Thompson. Yeah. There have been times when I've drove past. No, it's not that one. It's the one about the dog. The one.
Going over the floor.
Yeah.
Before we get to that one, can we go to, because I've kind of got an order. Serena is coming with a good one as well. Serena, I had an experience where somebody spoke to me and asked how I was. Hello, Serena, by the way. And I answered them and turned, but no one was there. Have you ever heard spirit without sensing them?
Yeah. Sometimes I'm just sitting with someone and I'm just hearing a voice speak to me, you know. So I kind of say, okay, let's get going. Let's get it all going. Yeah, but no, I don't always sense them. I just hear them. I just know they're there.
Yeah.
Because the more you move on in your journey as a medium, the more subtle it becomes anyway.
That's true.
So I don't have someone to grab my shoulder and say, tell my daughter I'm here, you know. It doesn't always work like that. I suppose it's very different with every individual. And I suppose I often say as well, the more open a client is with you, the more they'll get. Yeah. And honoring and acknowledging that love when they come in by saying yes or no, or I don't know, you know, just honoring it. Because people don't realize it's the vibration of voice that brings them closer.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got loads of questions. So we're going to go to Susan Thompson. I'm going to come back to Jordan Riley in a minute because I kind of want to go to a little bit about guides. Honestly, time's gone just like that. And there's so many things I want to talk to you about, Peter. So Susan's put, my dog passed 6 weeks ago and I hear him walking over the tile floor downstairs a number of times. My other dog has been in the bedroom with me and heard him also. My heart is still breaking. I miss him so much.
Oh, I know.
That is, but how beautiful to have that experience.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. I'm not someone that brings through animals a lot. And it's only recently in the last couple of years who I call my dad. I lost my father-in-law. And since my father-in-law passed, I've had this love for animals that I can't explain. But he loves animals. And it's not that I never didn't love animals. I was never drawn to animals. Like we have 2 dogs and 2 cats, and I just adore them all.
Yeah. I mean, they have souls as well. They have souls. You know, I don't bring an animal in to give a message and say I've got a dog here and the dog's telling me. That's not how it works. You know, but But I would have the family member coming through, and then
acknowledge.
I would open up then to, and the dog's here, and do you understand the dog looks like this? And sometimes I've come out with a random name and not realising, and then the person said, oh no, that's the dog's name. Do you know?
Yeah.
I think it's amazing. Yeah.
Do you know, what I will say is I think a lot of people still in Ireland are not grasping mediumship. They think we're fortune tellers. Like I was with the other day and they said, will you read my fortune? And I said, I'm really sorry, but I don't do that.
That's right.
But I say to them, I can do a psychic reading for you. And they're kind of looking at me, what's that? Because I don't use any props or tools at all.
Yeah.
You know, I try to bring in the psychic with mediumship as well, because that's what Irish people like, I suppose, you know.
Yeah.
I think everyone likes psychic, though. Everyone likes the psychic element to it. Yeah, I think that there has to be a little bit of discipline around that. We have to kind of be careful sometimes, because we pick up, I think, potentially more than we realise. And there is a responsibility around that. And Susan, this is the comment you were looking for, the question. I think it's the question. There have been there have been times where I drove past my nanny's grave and I could smell the stale cigarettes and alcohol. It was her smell. You don't need to see, you can smell, hear, and sense spirit.
Absolutely. Like my dad used to wear a particular cologne, and even as I'm speaking to you now, I can smell it.
Yeah.
So clearly he's in, trying to nose in to see what we're up to here. But I smell his cologne, you know. And yes, it smells. And feelings in your heart, or a memory that might pop into your mind. And that's still placing that memory in your mind, for sure.
Do you ever get them come in sometimes and they remind you of your loved ones?
Yeah.
I've had that when I've had a grandfather come in. Oh, you're just like my granddad. The braces on, you know, the white shirt, and he's smoking like a tree. But it's a bit cliche, but yeah, it just sometimes when they come in, they remind me of my loved ones, which is beautiful.
Yeah. I had that experience recently. My father's father was known as the Yank. He lived in New York, actually. And I had a man come from a spirit recently, and he lived in America. And my granddad used to wear something very specific, which clearly her father wore as well. So my granddad was, and I believe it's our loved ones helping us to bring that contact in a bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. Sharon's asked Peter, do you experience spirit in their messages in dreams?
Yeah, I dream of spirit a lot. My daughter had her dragging test this morning, and her granddad, my father-in-law, came to me last night in a dream and told me she was going to nail it, which she did. And she was the only one that passed this morning, so there you go. Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, so before we go to Jordan's, I wanted to ask you about your experiences. I mean, do you know your guides? First, I don't want to make an assumption. Do you have that relationship with your guides?
I do indeed. Yeah.
Because I've put people out in the past where people don't even know their guides. So I kind of wanted to ask that question first. How did you build that relationship with your guides? Because so many people want to know.
Yeah, I just think I think a lot of fear with people kind of holds back from it coming in. Or they're always demanding to see what they look like.
Yeah.
But you know, again, you see, in spirituality, it's not about demanding, it's about accepting and let it happen naturally.
Yeah.
But I've always been aware of guides even since I was a young fella. And I just someone new actually guide that's coming around me recently.
Yeah.
They're constantly changing. You think about it, kids, you go to kindergarten, you go to nursery, kindergarten, you go on to different schools. It's the same guys, there's different guys that are coming in all the time to teach you different things or different aspects of your development.
Yeah, that's interesting. Do you feel that?
We've got a lot of interference going on.
Yeah, we have a little bit. Yeah, we have. Do you find when people, because I know friends of mine that will say, "Oh, I've got a new guy coming." Do you find that's because their energy is rising, they're becoming a high vibration, or they're healing? However, we look at that, and which is why we have different guides coming. It's part of that journey.
Yeah, I feel obviously the more you develop, the more you become aware of things anyway. Yeah, and really what I would say to anyone that's developing, just trust don't demand, just allow it to happen naturally. And I think that's where a lot of mediums or up and coming mediums, it's sometimes ego takes over.
Yeah.
And you see, it's all about love, clearly. It's about love all the time. And I think as well, the limitation of what the spirit can do.
Yeah.
But spirit in the experience don't work under command or demand.
Yeah.
It's really random, but I live about maybe 35 minutes from the spiritual center. But I actually find the spirit world life are more when I'm driving back and forth. Talk to me.
It's down moments, I guess, when you're not, they come in and get those opportunities to talk to you.
There's a lot of experience there. They're using the that's all.
That's breaking up for me. Something like that. Is anyone else got that?
Are you finding that as well?
I'm just getting back and forward. So we get a little bit of difference, but off Peter, I mean, it's been brilliant. I have you all night. I wanted to ask Jordan. I'm just going for this. We can ask Peter what his main signs were when he knew going to trance. What was your feeling?
Yeah.
I'm just hoping here.
I suppose. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can back. Yes.
There's a fierce crackle from you there, Paul. I suppose trance for me, which of course I'm always developing anyway, but for me it just happened randomly a good few years ago. I was sitting in the power and I felt I was going deeper and deeper and deeper. That's how it kind of happened. I think at the time I was young and quite nervous anyway of things, as you are when you're younger. And I think they were just testing the waters with me.
Yeah.
It just randomly happened. I had no interest in trance whatsoever. Because as you skip it out of me, just have this thing in my mind that they possess you or take you over. Which of course it's not that at all. But that's what I had in my mind years ago.
Yeah.
And you see, the problem is Hollywood play a part of that. There's too many films out there that do not help us in that respect. So I was gonna ask as well, how do you get on with foreign languages? I'm gonna try. If I write it down here. How do you get on with foreign languages? Shall I get them out? Just play with some things and we can do that. So Peter, can you hear me all right? So I'm delay, aren't we? Different languages Russian to me. Cutting the internet as well.
Again, I was just going back to the answer of trance, really. Everything is just a thought. With this work, it's not a thought, it's intention.
Yeah.
So I believe if you put thoughts to spirit that you'd like to experience trance, and they feel ready, it'll happen. Not when you want.
I think it's happening tonight.
Yeah.
Can you hear me all right now? On my back.
Not really.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to write it down on here. You guys talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to add a comment now. I'm going to share it.
Oh dear. That's my stomach aerobic class has been done today.
Yeah, I know, absolutely. That was crazy. All good though.
Oh wow.
It's coming. So can you see? Hopefully I'll stop. Can you see that comment there?
Do you hear foreign
Very,
language?
to be honest, in my opinion, the universe speaks English, family English. I might see someone that might go there from Poland or something, it might be that way, but I don't be bringing children. No.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, sometimes you would be aware.
Oh, Deb's put she's listening with her eyes shut. That could be the way to do it, Debs. And Alice, and everyone's commenting on you, Alice. I'm sorry. Okay, so yeah, I mean, for me, there's no such thing as a shortcut when it comes to blending with your guides and working in mediumship. You do have to put the commitment in with sitting with your guides, not just in meditation, but setting your intention, not just sitting in the power. It's everything. It isn't just one thing. Ian Michael Gosling has just put Peter, the same vibration as Adam, which is one. I stand alone in my strength. I trust my inner voice. Today is the 10th. Matthew has the vibration 9. I look after everyone. I'm the best when helping others. Add Peter and Matthew together, and then 9 plus 9 / 10. So I think that's what he's trying to say. Is some really good, Peter. There's some really good numbers in your name there.
And actually, to believe it, my mom, my first name is Fergal, which is and my mom gave me the names Peter Matthew, told me I would have those names one day and really special, which clearly is happened. And it's quite well how I got my name was when my mother was going to hospital in labour. There was a young boy who was 3 years old killed, and his name was Fergal, and that's how I got my name, but it never sat with me ever.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Numbers are important. So people are watching with their eyes shut. And so, guys, can you let us know that you've shared? Peter is going to choose one of you for a free read. Alice, whose turn is it?
Yeah, I think it's my turn, Paul.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
it's my turn.
for a free half-hour reading, guys. Oh, it's coming through. So we've got Emma. Peter, can you see the comments on the right-hand side?
No.
So okay. Should I pick someone, Alice, for you?
Yeah.
So okay. Oh gosh, I'm gonna get hate mail now. Why didn't you pick me? So oh gosh, there's so many on here. Hi Emily Major, hello, good to see you. Hi Jill. If you shared, let me know. I'm gonna do a spin. Okay, who am I being drawn to? Okay, I'm gonna go. I'll tell you what, Tracy, you've never won it. And Tracy M8 Man, congratulations. You've won a free half an hour with Alice. Congratulations.
Okay, right. That's Tracy.
Brilliant.
Okay.
Quickly,
just contact me through Alice Sparkle of Light, psychic medium. Give me a little text and I'll get back to you and we'll get that sorted for you. Okay.
Yeah, and we do apologize for technical issues. And we've had such a great time tonight with Peter.
Yeah.
Can we get you back on in the future, Peter?
No problem. It would be my pleasure.
We'll work out those technical problems and we'll get you back on in the future.
It's all right now, though. Stop now.
Oh, it has. All right. Yeah. We've got about, guys, also I have shared the Zoom link, so we're going to go into Zoom. If you'd like to come over, we're going to do about half an hour or so of free mediumship, just as a little reward. And yeah, it's been absolutely brilliant. But is there any more questions? Because we literally got about 5 minutes. If you want to ask a quick question while the sound is back, and nobody's interfered with the okay, quickly. Oh gosh, Eddie's put get a decent mic. Eddie, this is like £150 mic, so I'm hoping it still works. So okay, Zoe Toombs has put, what has been your best ever experience with working with the spirit world? Can you think of anything specific, Peter? He's not hearing me, is he?
I am. I completely am. On it because there's been so many.
I know. I can understand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is difficult. It's difficult to define one. Yeah.
Just can't. It's impossible. There's been many, thousands.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's the beauty of working with spirit.
I will just say one thing, actually. You know, I'm a big fan of Sinead O'Connor, the singer.
Yeah, I do remember.
I actually recently, I was watching a documentary about her mental health with Dr. Phil. And I love Sinead because I go to a place quite a lot to stay. It's in Bray, County Wicklow. And I know Sinead O'Connor's house, but she sold it there through COVID. But I actually brought through someone that really resembled Sinead O'Connor.
Really?
And the for were gobsmacked, really, you know. But she looked like Sinead O'Connor to me.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's amazing, you know. That's just one of many. But you know, thank you to Sinead, even though she's alive. But clearly, I was meant to watch the documentary because it inspired me, I think, to bring through that particular friend for the person I was reading for.
Yeah.
You know, so there's many things. Really, it's very hard to pinpoint to one.
It is. Yeah.
But you know, I find actually the older I'm getting, my memory is going of the past, and I think that shows me the level of healing I've done in my life.
That's interesting.
Yeah, because obviously I get a lot of repeat people through the years, and clearly I don't remember them, and they say, "Oh, do you not remember me? I was here 6 years ago," and I'm saying, "Do you realize the amount of people I see?" Then they laugh at it, but no, I don't ever remember any one thing, you know.
Yeah.
I think very good because then it doesn't clog up for your readings when you're meeting people. So blank canvas everything.
Yeah. I also, do you not find as well that a lot of the readings that you do, some you don't remember any of it, and some there's only little snippets now and again that you'll remember.
Snippets,
you know? Yeah.
I usually don't, so thankfully for me that's a good thing. So it's always, if I'm reading for someone, again, it's a blank canvas.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
Someone in my group might say, "You remember you did a spiritual assessment for me and you told me this? It happened." No, you don't. But if I said it and it happened, that's good then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Peter, Matthew, thank you so much tonight.
Yeah, I'm very grateful to you both. Thank you for having me through.
And it's been lovely to touch base with you. It's lovely to see you again because we both met at the Arthur Findlay College.
Yeah, when was that actually?
It was 2018.
Oh wow.
We was in the bar, got a picture of us together at the bar.
Oh really? Oh wow.
It's like I won't share it because we look a bit. We wasn't drinking much, but we do look like we have been having a few drinks.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I was a couple of stone heavier. I lost over 2 stone last year, actually. So I probably don't have that picture. So it's better I don't see it.
Yeah, it's all right. I've gone the other way. My partner keeps feeding me too much, so I've gone the other way. I need to sort that out. Never mind. That's another story. Another story. But Peter, we can't wait to get you back on in the future. We'd love to have you back. It's been you're brilliant. Your energy is fantastic.
Thank you, Paul.
We wish you all the best in the future, whatever you're doing.
Yeah, thank you so much. God bless you.
You take care. Take care, Peter.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, I hate the Graham Norton red chair thing. I don't like that.
I know.
It's a bit weird. It is a bit weird.
And you're back to normal, Paul. You're back to normal again. Yeah.
It is strange, isn't it, how that does that? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm just going to quickly share the Zoom link for tonight. So we're over on Zoom. It's all set up, ready to go. If you want to come in, we'll let you in. We'd love to see you. And any comments? Yeah, also any comments, any feedback, let us know. You can contact us anytime, especially if you're watching on catch up and you've got any ideas. We've got some, Peter, we've got so many coming up. We've got Wayne coming on next week. We've got Dinah Doyle. We've got Dinah Cooper, which I'm really looking forward to. Lisa Williams has also agreed to come on. We got some great guests coming up, so look out for those guys. But for now, it's time to go, Alice.
Yes, it is, Paul.
Take care. We'll see you on the other side, people. We're going to do. Absolutely.
Take care, everyone.
Bye. 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 Bye.